Hello, hello. It's Vivian McGrath from vivianmcgrath.com. Does this sound like you? Because I speak to a lot of women like this. You're strong, capable, popular, funny. You have great friends, but you're hiding a secret from them that none of them would guess. That even though outwardly you look like that, you don't feel like you belong. You feel like you're always standing on the outside looking in, or that you're not good enough, that you don't measure up to them in some way, because life just always seems so effortless to them, whilst yours always seems like a hot mess. Does that sound like you? You know, you've got these easygoing friends whose life seems effortless, and you're the one who's always the hot mess, who lurches from one crisis to another or one toxic relationship to the next over and over and over again. And it's as if you're the soapbox entertainment to your friends. Each episode brings tears of laughter to them, and they find it really, really funny. But you're certain that in reality, they possibly pity you a little and are probably actually sick of hearing about your endless disasters. And it's not how you want to live. You hate being that person that they find funny, the funny hot mess. You want to find inner peace like them, and you want to feel worthy of partners who respect and adore you just like their partners seem to. But you always seem to attract the wrong people into your life. And you know that your boundaries are weak, and that's probably got a big thing to do with it. You know your boundaries are weak because everybody always crashes through them, especially the people who you date. It starts off great, and you think, finally, this might be the one who is different from the ones before. But before you know it, the red flags start to appear. They talk the talk, all right, but they just don't walk the walk. And you're just seeing all of those signs that are starting to make you wonder, is this yet another toxic relationship? And then the relationship goes hot and cold. It's off again. It's on again. And you try to work out where the goalposts are, but they just keep moving. It's exhausting, absolutely exhausting. And you're left embarrassed with your friends by yet another failure and being that hot mess once again. You're sick of this cycle and the testing and the pushing of your boundaries by anyone and everyone, because it makes life just so hard. But here's the thing. Boundaries are absolutely crucial because they are there to protect you. And if you don't know what your boundaries are, then how will anybody else? No one will know. So they'll start testing them and pushing them. I had no idea I had any, let alone what my boundaries were. I didn't have a clue. And that's exactly how I ended up powerless in a violent relationship, how I ended up people-pleasing my way into the ground because I kept saying yes to everything, even when I really wanted to say no sometimes, accepting less than I deserved or being bullied at work. I never felt good enough or worthy of anything better. I had no boundaries, and confrontation and using those boundaries really scared me. So I was a pushover. I was really easy to manipulate and even easier to blame for any abuse. But here's the interesting thing, because when I learned about boundaries, I actually then went too far the other way. And I've heard this a lot. People tell me this a lot. I went too far the other way because I built this protective wall around me because I was terrified of trusting again. I was scared of them pushing my boundaries, testing me. So I built this wall around me, which actually, in the end, I believe pushed many good people away. I became a little overly aggressive, if you like, because I didn't realize how fine a balance there was between the two. You know, putting up your boundary, protecting yourself, and stepping too far and getting a bit aggressive. It's a really fine balance, and I just didn't know what the boundary between the two was. So at times I'd fight my corner a little too hard, overcompensating for years of being in that fight or flight mode, fright or flight mode. I was compensating for always being in the fright, paralyzed in fear, or flight, just running mode. And so I went the other way into the fight mode. Does that make sense? And that was just as exhausting. I was absolutely exhausted. And worse, I risked repelling people who were potentially good for me. And I did. I pushed my beautiful husband now. I pushed him away because I was terrified. I had my guard up. I was going to, be prepared for battle. And I started pushing someone like him away, because navigating boundaries when you've never done so before is really, really scary. And confrontation is too. It took me years to master this, how to have strong boundaries, but navigate the fine line between having those strong boundaries that protected me, but also at the same time allowing myself to come out from behind that protective wall, allow myself to be vulnerable enough to be open to deep, meaningful, and lasting connections with good people like the man I'm married to now. And until you do master that, navigate that, and understand that, you'll just keep being taken advantage of by those who will aggressively push your boundaries down, or passive aggressively try to tear you down as you stay passive and weak. Does that make sense? Or use your vulnerability as a weapon to hurt you. And then you'll be left wondering why you're again seeing those red flags and repeating that endless, exhausting cycle that your friends seem to find so entertaining. And all the while you're churning inside that it's happened all over again. And I know how you're feeling. You've had enough, because that cycle is exhausting. Being in flight mode, being in fright mode, being in fight mode, always on edge, always on eggshells, always anticipating, always afraid of confrontation, always on your guard. Can I trust this person? Can I not? It's absolutely exhausting. No wonder you're a hot mess. So if you're ready to step into your worth and really understand and learn how to set strong boundaries that protect you, as I said, whilst allowing you to be open to healthy love, then check out my free ebook, The 5-Step Relationship Detox. Let me see if I can just put the link on screen. Hang on. Do I have the link that I can put on screen? Oh, I don't think I do. Anyway, I'll put it in the description below, but it's vivianmcgrath.com/e-book. So check that out. And if it resonates with you, and if you are in that space where you are ready to stop being the brunt of all your friends' joke, or the object of their pity, and you really are over being a hot mess and over attracting that cycle of toxic relationships over and over and over and over again, and you want to not be, be the envy of your friends, the one who's together, the one who, not only has the fantastically successful career, the great job, the great house, the great friends, but who's together, who's really aligned within, happy, at peace, calm, without a drama in sight, then do check out my ebook, vivianmcgrath.com/e-book, and book a call with me. All right. I'll put the link in the description below. And look, I hope it helps. Let me know what you think of it and where you are in your life right now. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.